Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway. Our news and notes for this week, and Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing Along the Beltway Google app for Android is brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, from shoulder pain to muscle strain, and everything in between, the Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief. It's a natural plant-based ointment, safe, fast, and effective. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time, and if you text free offer, all one word, free offer to 90407. Text free offer to 90407. After you go online to www.freepainoffer.com, with your first online purchase of $10 or more, you will receive a free $10 tube of real-time pain relief. So once again, go to www.freepainoffer.com, then you make an order, and then you text free offer to 90407. You get a free $10 tube. Your online purchase must be $10 or more. Real-time pain relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. Now, we have a lot of things going on this week and things that have gone on this past week. We're going to do a recap of the events that took place this past weekend and get you ready for an update on the August schedule. A lot has been added to the August schedule since we last spoke. Now, of course, the big news this past week was, of course, the bouts in Quebec City, Canada, featuring Thomas Top Dog Williams Jr. Trying to go after the WBC light heavyweight championship against Adonis Superman Stevenson, and quite frankly, he just fell short. That's all. Fell short. Lost a fourth round knockout to Stevenson, and a bout that Williams was in. There's no question about that. He tried very hard. He was really involved in the bout. He had his moments in the second and third round. He got wobbled in the first, and then actually got dropped in the first round with overhand left, and then really showed a lot of heart in the second, third round. Came back in the bout, and then I think was outgunned. Now some people disagree with me on that, but he tried to gun it out with Stevenson, and Stevenson dropped him. He caught him with a punch. Thomas said he didn't see it, and it dropped him face first to the canvas. But the effort was there. There's no question about that. The effort was there for Thomas Williams Jr. I don't think anybody is going to look down on Williams for losing the bout in the manner that he did. He was in there. He was in that situation. So Williams drops now to 20-2, 14 KOs, and Stevenson makes his 8th successful defense of the title. He's 28-1, 23 KOs, and I think Thomas Williams is still in the hunt for a world title. Maybe against somebody else, of course, now, but I think he is still in the hunt to get one of the light heavyweight championships. He is still a viable contender in that division. So I'm proud of him. I thought he fought a good fight. Just got beat to the punch, so to speak, and was knocked out in the fourth round. Now, on that same card, two other Beltway boxers fought each other in a bout. And again, these type of bouts, they don't like to see if there is not anything on the line. And the outcome of this bout, I think, is the best scenario for both boxers. Now, people may disagree with that because the draw is like kissing your sister, but I think in situations like this, when you just got two really good boxers fighting each other from the same location, a loss can really set a guy back for a long period of time. And Damon Bestad, Nicholson-Aleem, Maryland, Nicholson-Aleem out of Richmond, Virginia, they've known each other for a long time. They fought each other before. They've trained with each other off and on for a while. And on that night, Friday night, July 29th, they fought to an 8-round majority decision draw on the same card as Williams and Stevenson in Quebec City, Canada. Now, looking at the bout, and the bout is weird because the bout ended up being shown on a delayed basis on Spike TV. So we actually had 3 Beltway boxers on national television Friday night, July 29th. And the bout looked like Aleem was the quicker of the two boxers, which I kind of expected. He was quicker with his hands and his feet. Nicholson seemed to land just one punch at a time, and that didn't help him in many cases. And he just looked a step slow at times in the bout. Now, in the 7th round, there was a situation where Aleem seemed to hit Nicholson and drop him to the canvas. I thought it was a knockdown, to be perfectly honest with you. I really did. But I'm not going to quibble about it. I think it was a judgment call by the referee, Steve St. Germain, and he ruled it a slip, and that's where it was. I don't think it was a robbery or anything like that. I think it would not. I think in actuality, if Nicholson gets knocked down and it's called a knockdown, Aleem wins the bout. So in many ways, it was kind of a blessing for Damon Nicholson in that situation. Aleem did get the decision on one of the scorecards, 77-75, but the other two judges scored it even at 76-76. And I think this is the best scenario because neither one gets hurt by this. Nicholson's now 17-1-1, 16 knockouts. Aleem is still undefeated. He's 16-0-1, 9 KOs. And they can move on from there and really progress from there. There's no setback in that situation. And again, if there was a title bout, like a regional title on the line, the bout would have made more sense in that situation, in my personal opinion. But I just don't think it made a lot of sense to do the bout at this point against one another and try to knock each other off. And that's just my personal bias and love for all the boxers within the Beltway region. And unlike other cities where they like to see the local boxers go against each other, I really don't. Unless, again, there is something on the line, like a world title, like a regional title, something's on the line. And I know some of the old school boxers I used to follow back in the day, they would tell you that. Shambe Mitchell, Daryl Coley, those guys would tell each other, we don't want to fight each other until there's nobody else left to fight, and it's just us. That's how Shambe Mitchell fought Reggie Green. Shambe Mitchell gave Reggie Green a title shot because at that point, there wasn't anybody left. At that point, he won the title, and he offered that title shot to Reggie Green. That's when it means something. Even when Reggie Green fought Lyndon Paul Walker, it was for the Maryland and the Metro junior welterweight title. That's something, at least. That's something, it's just for there, just to fight, just to fight and see you can get an extra win on the record. It's a little different. And there's a bout coming up August 21st between Kareem Martin and David Grayton, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. I feel the same way about that bout. There's no reason for that bout, in my personal opinion. In fact, there's even less reason for that bout because it's still a little young in their careers. If you're going to put a local title for it, that's one thing. If you're going to put a regional title, that's another thing. But to do it just to do it, it makes no sense to me, personally. It just makes no sense to me. But that's just my personal bias. So that's what happened on Friday, July 29th at the Centre Vidéotron in Quebec City, Canada. Now, throughout the week, this past week, we had the Ringside World Championship in Independence, Missouri. And I tell you, I always have a tough time trying to get information from the Ringside World title because the way they put their information out about who won, it's really, really time consuming to go through the names. And this year they did it really weirdly. They put a name on the left hand side as if he was the winner, and then you read from left to right and it said that guy lost. Or that woman lost. I'm like, what is this? It was very hard to get information. So I waited until the last day to get information from this event. And Ringside Beltway boxers did pretty well. We had a grand total of 7 championships from the Ringside Championships in Missouri. Raghalit Barti, and boy, he is having a great 2015 into 2016. He won Junior Golden Gloves. He's won a lot of great events, and he won the Boys Intermediate Open 13 to 14 age group 81 to 85 pound division championships at the Ringside World title. Salvador Escamilla out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, won the Boys Junior Open 15 to 16 age group 107 to 110 pound class. Stefan McCrae out of Windsor Mill, Maryland. He is actually a former basketball player at Stevenson University in Baltimore. And he won the men's senior novice 19 to 40 year age group, the red division, 179 to 201 pound division. Jordan Roach, the younger brother of Lamont Roach Jr., of course, the son of Lamont Roach Sr., of Marlboro, Maryland, won the boys intermediate open 13-14, 66 to 70 pound division. Stacy Selby out of DC, he won the men's. Now, there was interesting. Another thing about the ringside championship, a lot of this stuff wasn't accurate. They had Stacy Selby down for two divisions, 13-14 division and the 17-18. Now, to tell you, I'm not exactly sure which one he won because it was listed. I've seen two different things, but he did win something. We do know that. We just don't know which one. And Quincy Williams of DC won the boys intermediate open 13-14, 86 to 90 pound division. And then we had one of the most interesting news items that I've come across in quite some time. Now, doing this for 33 years and been around a number of commissioners or chairs of the DC Boxing and Wrestling Commission. Some well-known names within the city. Cora Masters Berry, of course, the widow of Marion Berry. Jeffrey Gildenhorn, who was a longtime restaurateur in this area. Bertel Jefferson, who was the former fire chief of Washington, D.C., who later became the chair of the D.C. Boxing and Wrestling Commission. Actually, he was the one of the commissioners, and then he was the chair. Of course, Arnold McKnight for many years, the longest tenured, I should say, chair of the DC Boxing and Wrestling Commission, late Dr. Arnold McKnight, Jason Turner for a very short time, of course, Scotty Irvin recently, but none of them have ever did what the current chair of the DC Boxing and Wrestling Commission did this past week. Adam Weirs, who has been at the head of the commission since February of this year. What I didn't know about him, I'm just learning, knowing we've talked a number of times. He's a very good guy, and I'll talk more about his tenure as chair in a moment. But what I didn't know about Adam was that he is a boxer himself. He is a master's boxer. And this past week at the Ringside Championships, he won a men's master's title. And I chuckle because it's such a unique situation for us. And Weirs has been boxing for about 11 years overall, but he's only been competing within the last few years. And this has not been a lot of tournaments he has been involved in. And to know that he won a championship. Now, I had a chance to talk to him a little bit over the weekend. And he was very pleased. He kind of went down there by himself. His trainer couldn't go down. He didn't tell me who say who his trainer was. But the Roach cousins, Lamont and Bernard, worked his corner during the event. And he only fought twice. He ended up winning his championship bout. So congratulations to Adam Weirs. There's a picture of him on my blog, boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com. He's actually posing with Marshall Cunningham, who is the chair of the Potomac Valley Association of USA Boxing, and he actually was refereeing throughout the ringside event. I tell you, I've known Marshall Cunningham for as long as I've been doing this, and one of the nicest people you ever want to meet in your life. And he's getting back into the refereeing, which I think is pretty cool. He was a very good pro referee at one time as well, and I think he's focusing more on the amateurs now. But getting back to Weirs, and we talked briefly about this while we were talking about his Masters win. He took the job in February, and he, along with his commissioners, Kim Lockett and Andrew Huff, and the deputy commissioner now, Skip Brown, who had to step in for the late great Alfred Grant. I think they've done an outstanding job. They stepped right into the fire right away. I mean, as soon as he walks in the door as chair, and Lockett and Huff walk in as commissioners, Adam Weirs has to deal with five televised boxing cards in DC. Of course, you had the March 5th card, which featured Luis Ortiz and Tony Thompson. April 1st was actually 4. It was 4. April 1st, the Adrian Braun Ashley Theophane card. April 30th, James DeGale and Lucien Boutte. And May 13th, Dusty Hernandez Harrison and Mike Dallas. And each one of them, except for maybe the Dallas one had a minor situation, but because a lot of people didn't disagree with the scoring. But again, no Beltway. Actually, the one Beltway judge on that card, Steve Rados, had the bout in favor of Mike Dallas. But all the other cards had something go awry. With the Ortiz-Thompson bout, of course, is the judging of Lloyd Scaife, which was way off the mark, and even Scaife agrees with that. April 1st, of course, the situation involving Adrian Brawner himself and having to, the issues he had as far as his court appearance and whether or not he was able to box at all. And then he, of course, Brawner is overweight and does not try to lose the weight. So he loses the title on the scales. And then the Gael Butte, you had a situation not only with primarily with the drug situation and the judging too. A lot of people didn't agree with the judging there either. So each one has had a situation with it, but I think the commission has weathered the storm, and you have a commission that seems to be fired up to do what they want to do. They're a little younger. They're not set in their ways, and they're willing to listen to a lot of folks who have some interest in boxing and have a stake in this, so to speak. So I like the way they've done their work so far. I really appreciate working with them. Looking forward to working with them longer in the future. So that was a big, interesting story there. Now, also, earlier this past week, we had a situation with a boxer by the name of Mac Allison IV. He is the son of the trainer Mac Allison, and he started his rookie year. He's doing it under the radar a little bit, but I'm telling you something. There's not been a busier rookie this year than Mac Allison IV. Mac Allison IV has fought 3 times in really less than 3 weeks, 13 days, really 2 weeks, really. And in those 3 bouts, he has scored 3 first-round knockouts. July 16th, he made his pro debut on the Ponytail Promotions Shown Up Promotions card at the Masonic Temple in Norfolk, Virginia. He knocked out Brian Ragland, who has yet to get out of the first round in any bout he's ever been in. He's 0-14. And Allison knocked him out in the first round. Then on July 23rd in Durham, North Carolina, Mac Allison knocked out Javante Cherry in the first round. Then on July 29th, 6 days later, he must have got a hotel down there or something. He traveled from Durham to Charlotte, because he was in Charlotte on July 29th, and he knocked out Kwamel McKeithen of Sharpsburg, North Carolina, in Charlotte, North Carolina. So 3 wins, 3 first-round knockouts. Fought a guy who was 0-13 going in, and he's fought 2 debuting boxers. So, as great as those sound, we still don't know how good Mac Allison is. We have not seen him as a pro. I saw him once or twice as an amateur. We'll get a chance to see him as a pro. It looks like it'll be on the Shaw Style Promotion Shabazz Brothers card that is slated for November 12th at DuBurns Arena in Baltimore. We'll give you more information about that down the road, but apparently he will be on that card. So that'll be his Baltimore debut. So look forward to seeing that as well. So that's the recap of what's been going on in the Beltway over the last week, and it's been eventful. It'll be even more eventful this week. We have a lot going on this coming week, and it starts on Thursday night, August 4th, at Michael's 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and that'll be the Jake the Snake Smith Baltimore Boxing Amateur card called Rumble Young Man Rumble. We talked about this a little bit last week. It's a tribute, of course, to Muhammad Ali. Some good bouts on this card. Terrell Boyd out of Baltimore, Maryland, take on Cenk Palana of Hagerstown, Maryland, and that'll be for the East Coast Light Heavyweight Championship. Joey Veazey, young man they call Bazooka Joe out of Pasadena, Maryland, he'll take on Rashad Kilpatrick of Baltimore, and this is scheduled to be Veazey's final amateur bout. Of course, the last time he was on a card, he's scheduled to be on a card, that was supposed to be that too, but a lot of people are looking forward to seeing Joey Veazey turn pro. This is a young man that I've seen really since he was a little kid, and kind of looking forward to seeing him turn pro. I think he's going to be a good one. Very fundamentally sound, always has been, and a lot of fun to watch. Has a good fan following, so we're looking forward to seeing that. Also on the card, we talked about Stephon McRae early on winning a ringside championship. He's still scheduled to be on this card on Thursday, August 4th, and it should be a very good bout. He's taking on T.J. Mottinger, who's originally from Delaware, now fighting out of Salisbury, Maryland. McCray, as we said, come off the Ringside World Championship last week, and Mottinger took the Novice Division Regional Championships at the Golden Gloves earlier this year in Fort Washington, Maryland, over Rosecroft Raceway. So that should be a very good bout indeed. So looking forward to seeing that one. So that's Thursday night, August 4th, Rumble Young Man Rumble at Michael's 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Now, this weekend is going to be a very busy one for Beltway boxers. We have 8 guys who are scheduled to be in action on Friday and Saturday, August 5th and the 6th. Okay? We start on Friday, August 5th at the Pechanga Resort and Casino in Temecula, California. And that'll be where undefeated Baltimore Maryland welterweight Malik Iceman Hawkins. And boy, he has been wowing crowds over the last few months across the country and in Baltimore, but he's got a great fan following, and he's a TV-friendly boxer, and possibly he may be on TV in this card also. Hawkins is scheduled to take on Sean G. out of Portland, Oregon, and that'll be a bout scheduled for 6 rounds. Hawkins is 8-0, 7 KOs, coming off a 5th round TKO win over Richard Lee Hall. That's Tiger Lee Hall, of course. That was on a card on May 27th in Niagara Falls, New York. Got a chance to see that card, on CBS Sports Network. CBS Sports Network is actually carrying this card as well. So possibly Malik Hawkins will be on this card on the TV portion. His promoter, Greg Coleman Promotions, is one of the promoters for this card. G is 3-4. He's looking to bounce back from a 3rd round TKO loss to Piotr Apostol. That was on June 25th in Olympia, Washington. Now also on this card, is a young man by the name of Kevin Otley. They call him KO. Now, he's originally from Baltimore. Spent a lot of time in Salisbury training as an amateur, but now makes his home in San Diego, California. He's 2-0, 2 KOs. He's won back-to-back second-round knockouts in Tijuana, Mexico. So, for all intents and purposes, this is his American debut. Actuality. He's fought twice in Mexico. He's taking on Brian True out of Hawthorne, California. And True last fought on March 26th, Los Angeles, California, dropped a 6-round unanimous decision to Kellen Sharp. So I think that's going to be deep on the undercards. I don't think that's going to be on TV. So we'll give you updates on that. So once again, Malik Hawkins out of Baltimore on the card. That may make the TV broadcast. Kevin Otley will be on the undercard with against Brian True. Malik Hawkins scheduled to take on Sean G. out of Portland, Oregon. Then on Saturday, August the 6th, 5 Beltway boxers. That brings actually the total to 7 boxers on the air, not 8. The 7 boxers, 5 of them will be in action on Saturday, August 6th in 3 different locations. This will be interesting. The big bout of the day will be at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. That will be where Ty Barnett out of Washington, D.C., super lightweight, he'll challenge undefeated Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker of Dallas, Texas. Now, last week I couldn't remember where he was from. He is from Dallas, Texas. And this will be for Hooker's NABO Super Lightweight Championship. This will be on the co-feature to Andre Ward taking on Alexander Brand. Now, the Andre Ward bout is scheduled to be on HBO. Whether or not this bout makes it, I don't know. It is the co-feature, but the broadcast scheduled to begin at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on HBO. So I'm not sure if they're just going to focus on the Andre Ward fight and leave everything else alone. I'm not sure how it's going to work. We'll find out. Barnett is 23-4-1 with 15 KOs. And of course, he made a successful return to action, almost 2-year absence. You heard that bout here on the Box on Beltway Google app for Android when he stopped Daniel Atta in the 8th round on February 27th at the Washington Convention Center. Hooker is undefeated. He's 20-0-2 with 15 knockouts. He's going to make the second defense of his title that he won back in June of 2015. Now, Hooker's last bout, however, was in a non-title event. He scored a first-round TKO over Alfredo Buevas on March 26th back at the Oracle Arena. So that is going to be at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. 2 boxers from the area will be on a card in Tucson, Arizona at the Casino del Sol. Alexander the Great Johnson out of D.C. takes on Igor Mikontsev. He's out of Los Angeles, California by way of Asbest, Russia. He is a gold medalist. He was a gold medalist in the 2012 Olympics in London. Johnson is 16-4, 7 KOs, looking to break a 2-bout losing streak. Because last time we saw Johnson fight was only in his last bout, March 5th, at the DC Army. He lost 6-round unanimous decision to Todd Unthanked May. All 4 of Johnson's losses to date have all been against undefeated boxers. And one of them has been against a Russian, Artur Beterbiev, who's one of the best up-and-coming contenders in this world right now, as far as I'm concerned. And I'll never forget Daryl Tyson, who is Johnson's trainer. And the story is that a promoter called me asking to get a hold of Alexander Johnson because they had a bout lined up for him. And I passed the word along to Daryl Tyson, Johnson's trainer. Tyson came back to me and said, we rejected the bout because we're fighting a Russian guy. We didn't want to fight any more Russians. Well, fighting one now. I don't understand why he's doing that. Maybe they're getting the money for it. I don't know. But that should be interesting to see. So, again, that's Johnson's 4 losses. Mekantsev is 12-0 as a pro, 8 KOs, coming off a 5th-round TKO victory over Victor Baragon on April 2nd in Port Hueneme, California. Also in that card, Kevin the Scarecrow Womack takes on Alexander Besputin of Oxnard, California, by way of Russia. And that'll be in a 6-round contest. Womack, who's 7-11-3 with 5 KOs, he'll be trying to break a 6-round losing streak, 6-bout losing streak, it should be, including a 5th-round TKO to James Stevenson back on May 14th in Timonium, Maryland. You heard that bout on the Box On Beltway Google app for Android as well. Besputin is 3-0, 3 KOs. He won by 4th round stoppage over Christian Edwards on that same April 2nd card in Port Hueneme. So Womack, again, is an opponent. Can be a very tough opponent. Again, Besputin, young in his career. I don't know if he's faced anybody that has the experience of Womack. So that could be interesting. We'll see what happens with that one. Then also at the Grundy Arena in Bristol, Pennsylvania, it'll be return of Emmanuel Transformer Taylor out of Edwards Arsenal, Maryland. He returns an 8-round bout against Carlos Aguilera of Chiapas, Mexico. Taylor is 19-4, 13 KOs. He broke a 2-bout losing streak by scoring a 6-round knockout over Wilfredo Acuna back on February 27th in New York City. Now, Taylor looks like he's trying to reestablish and kind of work on his career a little bit. Acuna and Aguilera both had under 500 records. Aguilera is out of Nicaragua originally, 10-17, 4 KOs. He's lost 2 straight contests. All his bouts have been primarily in Mexico, except for the last 2 bouts he had, which he lost both bouts. So I think this is a guy who's trying to kind of work his career back, get back to where he was, and we'll see what happens as he goes forward. So wish him the best on that one. And also on that card, Samuel Amwoko Bruno out of Silver Spring, Maryland, by way of Accra, Ghana. He'll be trying to break an 8-bout losing streak when he takes on he takes on Samuel Tsunami Tia of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in a 6-round contest. Now, Amwako is 21-12, 15 KOs. He lost a 6-round unanimous decision to Ryan Martin of July 16th in Birmingham, Alabama. And Amwako has been extremely busy in 2016. We talk about him trying to break an 8-bout losing streak. All 7 of those 8 bouts have taken place in 2016. This bout against Tia will be his 8th bout this year. And he has gone the distance in every one of those 8 losses that he's had. 7 losses that he's had so far. I say 8 losses, because he lost a unanimous decision back in 2015, late 2015 as well. But he's fought 7 times in 2016 alone. He's lost 8 straight, and all 8 of those losses have come by unanimous decision. Tia is 7-1-1 with 2 KOs. This is the guy who scored the first victory and gave Oshaki Foster his first loss. And now I believe that was on Showtime, if memory serves me correct. And after that bout against Foster, he went to a draw with Damon Brock on January 27th in Tucson. So, interesting. As I said, Tia is 7-1-1 with 2 KOs. So chances are he could beat Amwako, but he will not knock him out, because that guy goes nowhere. That's one thing about Amwako. He will not go anywhere. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. So those are the pros that'll be fighting this weekend. And that is going to make a busy weekend. So we'll have all the details of that. And then, of course, the quest for the gold begins for Gary Antoine Russell, who a lot of people say he's in the same weight class as Sugar Ray Leonard. He is not in the same weight class as Sugar Ray Leonard. He's actually fighting at light welterweight, which is 141 pounds. And what Gary Antoine Russell is trying to do will be of course, he's the first Olympian out of the Beltway since his brother Gary Jr. He's going to try to be the first Olympian to medal since Clarence Vincent won a bronze medal at the 2000 Games in Sydney, Australia. And, of course, the first local to win a gold medal since Sugar Ray Leonard back in 1976. So those are the little steps he's trying to get to. Now, according to the schedule that NBCOlympics.com put out, Antoine won't be involved in anything until Wednesday, August the 10th. That's when his division will get underway. And according to the schedule, it'll be around 12:15 p.m. Eastern time. Now, from what I've heard, the Rio de Janeiro time in Brazil is very close to this time. In other words, it's U.S. friendly from what people have said. So there won't be a lot of delay. You won't have to stay up late in the night or get up early in the morning to watch a lot of the events throughout the Olympics take place. So they're calling around 12:15 Eastern time. 12:15 p.m. Eastern time is when Antoine will get underway with his quest for a gold medal. And that'll be on Wednesday, August the 10th. And if you want to watch it, you can't. I doubt if you can rely on the TV channels in the NBC family, whether it be Bravo, MSNBC, CNBC, of course NBC itself, and some of the others. I don't know if you can rely on them to show the boxing, but NBCOlympics.com will live stream the entire boxing tournament. So you can definitely get on your computers, maybe get on your smartphones, and be able to see it live on the stream there. But don't rely on the broadcast media, broadcast channels to show you anything, because they more than likely won't show a whole lot, if any. They're going to be focused on people like Clarissa Shields, Shakira Stevenson. Now, of course, if Antoine progresses throughout the tournament and gets to the finals, then they may show it. But they have their people they're focusing on, and Shakira Stevenson and Clarissa Shields, of course, great stories, no question about that. Not to say that Antoine's not a good story, and of course, the media press, the media he's been getting over the last few days has been incredible. A couple of articles appeared in the Washington Post. One was written by the Associated Press. WTOP Radio here in Washington did a story on him. A lot of people have done stories on Antoine in the last few days, and of course his father and the whole family. It is a tremendous story. It's a story that, of course, myself and Juan Marshall were really first to bring you all. We can truthfully say that. We were first to bring you the exploits of all the Russell family. And we're proud to say we've done that, because it is an incredible story. Now the whole world knows the story, and that's a great thing. No question about that. So that'll be Wednesday, August 10th, when Antoine will get underway for the Olympics, his quest for a gold medal. So we'll see what happens there. We'll follow that, of course, along the way. So a whole lot going on. Of course, we've still got the show August 19th. At the Crystal City Hilton in Arlington, Virginia. Not a whole lot more about that has come down the pike on that card, so we'll give you more as soon as we can. There is still scheduled to be a card as part of the NABF convention that's in Washington, D.C. We'll be covering that throughout the next week or so. We don't know what's going to be a part of that, whether that card is still going on. We'll find that out as soon as we can. So a whole lot going on. Still to come, August, September. We got some events in the works coming up that should be very interesting. So make sure you stay with us right here on the Boxing on the Beltway Google app for Android. You can go to boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com for all the latest updates. The Boxing on the Beltway Google app for Android brings you our Beltway boxing news and notes, and is brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain to muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends real-time pain relief, the natural plant-based ointment. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. You go to www.freepainoffer.com and purchase at least $10 of real-time pain relief, and then you text free offer to 90407. That's free offer to 90407. You'll get a free $10 tube of real-time pain relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. Thanks for joining us again once again for this week in Beltway Boxing News and Notes, and we look forward to seeing you and giving you all the updates of the Beltway boxing scene. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Thanks for joining me, and always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening, and take care.